to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, once again, before we start the top-down analysis, I have to go over these two trades I gave you guys yesterday that played out perfectly. The first one was on the 15-minute time frame. If you guys could follow this bluish turquoise color here, this is a complex inverted head and shoulder pattern with the measured move going all the way to 119,244. And as you guys can see, we hit that measured move exactly. Congratulations to whoever took that play. I'm going to erase this just so that everything doesn't look too cluttered. And then our next play was technically on the 1 hour chart, and this was a diamond pattern. Usually the diamonds, the way they come in is the way that they come out, and the measure move for this diamond was at 119,885. And as you can see, we hit the exact measure move with this wick right here, basically $119,909. Two winning trades. Congratulations to whoever took these plays. We've been on fire so far for the past 2 or 3 weeks, non-stop winning trades. Congratulations once again. Very big deal for the Flex Candle community. All right, so now let's head over to the weekly chart, and as we can see right now, we have an indecisive candle here. We still have 4 days and 5 hours before it closes, but we're still above this past weekly candle, which is bullish. Let's see how this ends up closing out. The stochastics are starting to get a little toppy. If we do zoom in, we're starting to see a little curve here, but maybe we could continue to drag sideways and that would remain bullish for us. We take a look at the 6-day chart. It kind of looks like we want to curve up here on the stochastics a little bit. The 5-day chart still looks like we have a lot more room to continue going up as well. On the 3-day chart, we're starting to get a little toppy at the moment. The last candle was green, but as you can see, we kind of wicked down. We currently have a red candle, but we did wick up. The 21-day moving average is currently at 108,333. Now if we go to the daily time frame here, the stochastics have been toppy for a while, so at some point they do have to come down. Let's see if we zoom in, if it shows us anything. It kind of looks like we're pointing down. Here we made it to this point, then we were able to curve back up. Maybe we have a situation like that happening right now. Crypto overall is pretty bullish, even though altcoins are moving a lot. Yesterday we had a red engulfing candle. The day before that we kind of had a topping tail, which is not too bullish. It looks like we could drop down. The 21-day moving average is currently at $111,506. So let's see what ends up happening. We are kind of flagging out sideways. What could be bullish is as we wait for the 21-day moving average to catch up to price, maybe the stochastics will reset by then, and then from there we could blast up. Now we take a look at the 22-hour chart. The stochastics are already on the way down. I'm starting to see a curve here, so that leads me to believe that maybe on the daily we're not done. Maybe we're going to continue going up. The 12-hour chart, we see the stochastics also looking to curve a little bit. We're not too far from the 21-day moving average. Now yesterday on the 10-hour chart, we were below the dotted line here on the stochastics, and look, now we're starting to curve back up, and the 21 moving average is at 170,414. So this is looking kind of bullish to me at the moment, especially if we don't roll over and we continue to go up here on the stochastics. On the 8-hour chart as well, it looks like we're on the way up. Now on the 4-hour chart, this is where I have a flag that kind of broke out already. We made it all the way to about 123k. The measure move to this flag is at 125. Let me readjust this flag a little bit now that we have more candles. So we broke out of the flag, we broke back in, and the measure move to this is still 125,673. So it looks like we're going to be headed towards that way. The stochastics are on the bottom here. We're on the way up, so unless we roll over, it looks like that might be the next stop. Even though these last 3-4 candles we've been wicked down here, we are above the 21-day moving average, which is at 118,748. Currently the price of Bitcoin is at 119,168, and it's 3:18 p.m. Eastern time. Now what we need to be careful is that this could also be a head and shoulder pattern. It would be interesting to see where the price is by the time the stochastics get topping on the 4-hour, because if we cannot pass this head here, then this could end up being the right shoulder where we end up falling down. Let me draw this here as a possibility where this could be the left shoulder, this is the head, and we might be making the right shoulder at the moment. And if that is what happens, the measure move to this would bring us down pretty much close to that 200 moving average at about 110,374. So again, I'm going to leave this here as a possibility. let's see where the price is. Like I said, when these stochastics get up here and they need to reset. So for the time being, that's what I'm seeing, but I still feel like we could make it to 125 because things are pretty bullish. I believe they passed some crypto bills today in the US, so that's why everything is pumping. Now on the 1 hour chart, we are toppy here on the stochastics here, so it looks like we are going to roll over and start coming down. There's a lot of wicks here. The 21 moving average is at 118,490, and here on the 15-minute chart, we've been able to maintain ourselves above the 21-day moving average as well. The stochastics are on the way down, so right now I just see us possibly going sideways. If we were to fall down, then I would think that we would have some support here on the 21-day moving average on the daily chart, which is at 111,504. I believe that there's also a CME gap that has to probably be filled, which is at 114. So this is why I kind of feel like this head and shoulder pattern could be in the works if we cannot get higher than this head. So right now I'm a little bit weary. I'm kind of neutral right now. I'm not too bullish and I'm not too bearish. I just need to see more information on what's going to end up happening, like I said, on this 4 hour. We are kind of losing the 21 moving average here on the 4 hour a little bit. We're barely above it. We should have support, like I said, on the 50 moving average, which is 115,957. So let's see what ends up happening. Overall, I'm still going to push a little bit that we might make it to 125 since things are bullish, but remember the stochastics are a little toppy and we could fall down, so I wouldn't be making any big money plays at the moment. Probably play a little bit small with tight stop losses just in case things just crash down. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.